Welcome back to the next video, all my dear minds. In this particular video, we are going to come across the Pakistan resolution. Actually, Muslims of this country never had a plan or thought of Pakistan, a separate country for Muslims. Then when they did not have this, how it got coined? What were the early phases of this demand? We have to come across Muhammad Iqbal, Urdu poet, who wrote Sare Jahan Se Acha. In 1930, he was president of Indian Muslim League. Muhammad Iqbal was the poet who wrote Sare Jahan Se Acha, Hindu Sita Hamara. Put it, this patriotic song. That man was president of IMF in 1930. So once he was speaking to the party members as a president, which is called a presidential address. He spoke about autonomy for a northwest Muslim state, means for northwest Front-End where Muslims are more, some special powers he asked for the government which comes to power over there. Generally, the government which comes to power will be led by Muslims only. So some certain liberal powers where government can function with some liberty. He demanded, that was the first instance where we come across the feeling of a separate country got developed. But it actually, even he asked for some special powers or autonomous powers to that northwest Muslim state, which is nothing but northwest Front-End province. Already I got shown you earlier, which is to the northwest of India. India, like this is northern part of India. So this is the northwest province now, which will be existing to the northwest of India. This is north and this is northwest. That is Balochistan in Pakistan. Got it? Present Pakistan. That region, some autonomous means self-protection making powers to that government existing over there. Please give was the asking of Muhammad Iqbal in that meeting, 1930 Indian Muslim League meeting. As the president, he was asking. And actually, there were other people like Chaudhry Rahmat Ali Khan. Who is this Chaudhry Rahmat Ali Khan? He is a Punjabi Muslim who got studied in Cambridge University. Cambridge University student. He is the fellow first who brought the idea of Pakistan. Cambridge student Muhammad Rahmat Ali Khan Chaudhry. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali Khan. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali Khan. Rahmat, and we landlord, son of a landlord. Only they can read the foreign countries in the good olden days. So this gentleman from 1933 to 35, he published certain pamphlets, the letter which can be fixed in a palm. Got it? Pamphlet. Got it? So the letter which can be fixed in a palm, Karapatram we say in Telugu. Right? You might have came across them in English, Telugu, Hindi languages, how to make a pamphlet or poster. Right? Poster is bigger in size, but a pamphlet is which can be fixed in palm. Leaflet, pamphlet. Right. So 1935 he published some pamphlets. In that he mentioned about Pakistan, not Pakistan, Pakistan. When he was speaking about Pakistan, what is his intention? When he was speaking about Pakistan, his intention was P for Punjab. He wanted to make all the western states. He did not remember even Muslims are born in Bengal, but he did not have any idea of that. He was asking this western state, Punjab, Afghanistan, Kashmir, Sindh, this region below Balochistan. Sindh. So, and Balochistan, this is not just Prandaj province, Balochistan. These all states should be made into a separate state which will be having a government that will be formed by Muslims only. And this demand was made by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali Khan for the first time. Got it? Who was studying at Cambridge. Got it? So, this was seen as a dream of a student by even Indian Muslim League for a long time now. For a long time, even Indian Muslim League thought that this is just a dream a fellow is dreaming about, but no value should be given to it. It was the feeling of Indian Muslim League. It was the feeling of Indian Muslim League. And even Indian Muslim League carried certain meetings, but they gave any importance to this Pakistan work. Of course, on 23rd March 1940, they passed a resolution. Resolution means what earlier I said you, a decision made in written form. What was the decision made in written form? They demanded, Indian Muslim League demanded that they demanded on 23rd March on 23rd March they passed the resolution, and in that resolution they demanded autonomy to the Muslim ruled areas, autonomy means self-ruling powers. They never asked about getting away from British Empire or away from India. What they asked, where Muslims got formed their governments, or Muslims are in majority, you give us certain powers where we can act with freedom. The governments can take certain decisions with freedom. Was the demand made by, or appeal made by this Indian Muslim League on 23rd March 1940. And in course of time, this resolution, which was passed demanding autonomy, was somehow, somewhere, some historians started saying that it is the first resolution passed demanding a separate country called Pakistan. Actually, it wasn't. But certain historians started writing it is autonomy is nothing but they want to get away from British Empire and India. That's why they forwarded this. They interpreted themselves and they said that this as Pakistan resolution. That is, Indian Muslim League passed a separate resolution for separate country for Muslims. Was the saying of certain people. That's why this resolution passed on 23rd March, demanding autonomy for Muslim dominated regions in India, was mentioned as Pakistan resolution by certain historians. What it done? That is the story of Pakistan resolution. Now we are going to see about Quit India movement. See, Quit India movement got started on 8 August 1942. Quit India movement got started on got started 8 August 1942. See, 1939 World War II started now, and after Congress governments got present in 1939 October, a plan was getting chalked out by Mahatma for carrying the final movement against the British. Last movement where this movement will not end until they send the British back out from India. He was planning. After observing this planning of Mahatma Gandhi, Lord Irwin, got it? Beg your pardon, not Irwin. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain, sent Stafford Cripps to carry some talks with the minister of that particular government, British government, to talk, because World War II is going on the other side, and now they want to focus upon this freedom movement to suppress it. They have to send their military, and it's not possible to pacify Indians who are demanding for total independence. To carry talks, Mr. Winston Churchill sent to Stafford Cripps, one of his cabinet ministers, and certain people, English people, to India. What were to carry talks with Mahatma Gandhi so that there won't be any movement. Stafford Cripps came. It is called Cripps Mission. It is also popular in 1940. Stafford Cripps was appointed for negotiations with Mahatma Gandhi, who is seen as the icon of Indian National Congress. Of course, Mahatma was not a part of Indian National Congress, but the Indian National Congress acted according to the advices given by Mahatma Gandhi. Right. So it's called Cripps. It is also called as Cripps Mission. When did the Cripps Mission came to India? It came into India in 1940. And what was the thing? They tried to convince Mahatma that we will be giving you part of the freedom, but you wait till the World War II gets an end. But Mahatma put forward, until that time, you give place to our Indians in your Defence Executive Council. In a Defence Executive Council, you give membership to our Indians only. Why? Because up to that time, most of the people who are in the Defence Executive Council are English fellows only. And what is the reason we want our Indians to be in Defence Executive Council? Defence Executive Council will be the body or organization which will be making decisions related to army. So if we Indians will be more in the Defence Security Council, we can influence the army policies which are taken by the British. Without the acceptance of this council, British can't take any action. So then, if Indians raise the voice for their freedom, then also military can't come into action until unless Defence Security Council will be giving permission. But even the British Crown gave permission, no problem. This Executive Council had to give. So now, up to now, there are English people. That's why Britain can act according to its wish. But Mahatma asked to fill it with our people, Indians. But this matter was conveyed by Stafford Cripps to Mr. Winston Churchill. The fellow is not at all interested. So the negotiations failed. Winston Churchill went back, and Mahatma gave call for quit India movement. Quit, once move away. We have to move away. British have to move away. And he very categorically gave a slogan that do or die. This is the last moment. Either do or die. Slogan was given by Mahatma. This slavery will be perpetuating if you don't do now. If you want to die, die as a warrior son of this soil. Got it? Come into the action. Even in that process, if you die, don't mind. Because it's better than living as a slave under that of British foreign yoke. A call was given by Mahatma. For the first time, we came across a word called do and die, very dynamic slogan from Mahatma. Instantly, lakhs and thousands of youngsters, professors, teachers, lecturers, lawyers, every section started walking into the street. And there was a big disturbance in the country. What is the disturbance? There was a derailing of railway tracks. Telephone, telegram wires were cut down. Railway tracks got derailed. And all government offices were attacked by the youngsters. And this was the time where socialist leaders like Jayaprakash Loknaik, later he was entitled as Loknaik. Lokanayak Jayaprakash Narayan, who is a socialist leader, but one of the great leader, the leader who even I am fond of and I admire is after Mahatma Lokanayak. His life is parallel to Mahatma. Of course, in certain areas, I believe that he is somewhat more better than Mahatma. But so this great man underground, he went underground. Underground means they will not hide inside the ground. Secret places they will be, without the notice of the police, they will be hiding in some place. And he encouraged revolts against British government. In the west and in east, at two places, in two districts, people declared their independence. People declared their independence. People declared their independence. One is in Satara, Maharashtra. Satara in Maharashtra. You can see in your Indian map, in your atlas, you can see in your atlas in Indian map, Satara in Maharashtra. Satara in Maharashtra. And in Medinipur or Medinipur, or you can call Midnapur in West Bengal. In these two districts, people declared self-rule. That means they announced that they will have their own government, they are not going to honor British government and they are not going to pay any tax to the British government. And they demanded British to go away from India. But this is seen as an act of sabotage. Sabotage means backstabbing or Vidrohacharya by British government. British government named it as sabotage, act of sabotage. And many youngsters were taken to custody, they were jailed. Thousands of youngsters were taken to custody and jailed. They were put behind the bars, they were put in the prisons and so on. And the Second World War is going on. There were different voices are coming out from Indian leaders. But on one hand, Britishers were appreciated by communists. That is, capitalistic English was appreciated by communists of India. Communist Party of India quoted Second World War as People's War. People's War. People's War. What was quoted as People's War? The World War II. World War II was quoted as People's War by whom? CPI. CPI means Communist Party of India. Why did it quote? This is the struggle going between democratic forces who are much interested in protecting the freedom of the people against the fascist forces who are against the freedom, individual's freedom. But so now people are, it's not countries like elite forces fighting against the Axis powers. It is fight going between people and anti-people forces. Was the saying of Communist Party of India. That's why it quoted it as People's War. People are waging a war, not countries, people are waging a war against that fellows for protection of democracy, freedom and their rights, was the saying of Communist Party of India. At the same time, Subhash Chandra Bose, who was also a Congress leader, but with because of a rift with Mahatma Gandhi, actually he honored Mahatma Gandhi, he respected Mahatma Gandhi. But in 1939 elections, what happened is, when contest was there between him and a candidate who was meant to contest against him by Mahatma Gandhi, Telugu man, Bogaraj Pattabhi Sitaramaya, founder of Andhra Bank. He contested in 1939 elections against Subhash Chandra Bose. With a margin of 1 vote, Subhash Chandra Bose won in the Congress election. He became president of Indian National Congress. And this was much to the dislike of Mahatma. And why? Because Subhash Chandra Bose is having some radical thoughts. He wants to get the British out from this country, hook or crook. So in that process, Subhash Chandra Bose, when identified, Mahatma started keeping him away from the Indian National Congress. At that time, Subhash Chandra Bose resigned the post of the president, and he asked the Indian National Congress to carry its own activity. And launched Forward Black is the party, and then he was carrying the activities, but he was put behind the bars. By 1941 he was able to 1940 he was able to escape. At the same time, an Indian army officer by name Mohan Singh got formed one organization called INA, Indian National Army. INA, Azad Hind Fauj. It is also called as Azad Hind Fauj. Actually, it was conceived by Mohan Singh, but later Subhash Chandra Bose became popular leader, where people believe that Subhash Chandra Bose got floated. But actually, Mohan Singh got floated it. One of the army officers who was caught war prisoner by Japan, right? So, Indian National Army got formed, and Azad is also called as Azad Hind Fauj. An army, Fauj means army, Fauj. An army that got formed to liberate India, Azad, to free India. What is it? Hind means in Hindustan, India. So, in this way, INA was formed. This INA he joined by 1943 Subhash Chandra Bose. Meanwhile, he escaped from the prison very wisely. He moved via Pakistan, Russia towards Germany, and there he met Hitler. He had an understanding with Hitler. He got some submarines and military equipment and went to Japan. And later on, talking to Japan and Germany are friends, isn't it? And in a submarine traveled to Japan. From there, he became head of INA, which is getting operated from Singapore. Singapore was capital of Indian National Army, and it is direct army which is with weapons trying to capture power from British by making them run away from India. It want to give freedom to Mother India from British rule. So when it is going on, in this way, Subhash Chandra Bose was fighting against British by taking help of fascist forces like Germany and Japan. Then Mahatma gave a statement that this soil is that powerful, which can produce heroes automatically. No need of any external support to we people to make British go away from India. This was a statement of Mahatma. Why? What Mahatma was saying? Indirectly, whom he is opposing? He is indirectly opposing Subhash Chandra Bose. By what way? By giving a statement. India, the soil have that power, where it may not be tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Very near future, we are going to get rid of this British rule. We can send them away. We have that strength. Why we have to bank upon the fascist forces like Hitler, Japan, and so on? Was the argument of Mahatma. That's why he gave that statement. We are that powerful, the soil is that powerful. We don't want any external support to free India from British. Was the statement given by Mahatma. Up to there will be coming today, Nana. Tomorrow, INA and what is POW and how INA officers were tried, and later on how they were made to protect. They were made to get a safeguard from Indians. How they got safeguarded by Indians, beg your pardon. These all things will be coming and different. What we can call an upsurgements, means revolts that occurred during 1946 in Bengal, Hyderabad, state of Hyderabad, and Kerala, and also in Bombay. Navy, first time Indian Navy also revolted against British. What are the causes and what are the details about that? In the next video will be coming across. Thank you.